None of the Herta, no problem. You might have an Anaxa or been wanting to pull an Anaxa and be hearing things online. Well, you don't have the Herta. He just won't work. He's ass without the Herta. I'm here to say Anaxa on a hyper carry team is actually much more viable than you might think. And he actually has an extremely free-to-play team that you can run with him to clear MOC 11 and MOC 12 within 5 cycles. So that's what I'll be showing you in today's video, guys, going over the comps that we use for this and just showing you guys that you really don't need the Herta for him to be great. So if you don't have the Herta, but you have an Anaxa and you've been struggling, I'm here today to show you these teams. So I have a couple teams today, going from the most pay-to-win team to the most free-to-play team. So let's start off with that most pay-to-win team first, and that's going to be a team with Hua, Tribby, Sunday, and obviously Anaxa himself. Now I had to make a swift adjustment here to another one of my 5-star sustains that don't really help out all too much. You can really run any sustain here if you don't have Hua. So as far as the other options of sustains you can run here, guys, you can run Aventurine, which will give you increased crit rate on enemies, and then you can also run someone like Fushuan here as well if you maybe didn't hit the crit threshold. Now, yes, Sunday will be giving you extra crit rate whenever you're advancing back to the front, but overall, you can get some extra crit rate out this way. Maybe if you just weren't like getting the crit rate that you need to win in battle, right? So multiple different options can be used here, but let's go ahead and hop into what this team kind of does and the flaws and definite pros of this team. So starting off with the biggest flaw first with this team, guys, it is really, honestly, to God, SP. You can actually run out of so much SP with this team, it's unreal. Now, you might think, well, Sunday doesn't consume any SP. You need to have at least 1 SP when you're going into him, and if you're running something like Tribby on the team, you have to keep up with the amount of times that you need to use her skill. Most of the time you're using her basic attack, but then you're also using Anaxa skill twice, so you're refeeding a double Anaxa skill because Anaxa should be going, then Sunday should be going, and then Anaxa should be going again, so that's a -2 SP every single rotation, essentially. So you need to make up for that in some way, shape, or form. If you have Hua on the team, you obviously want to have some healing up, so that's another negative SP there as well. If you're running Lingsha on the team, that's another negative SP up there as well. And also, if you're running Fushuan, that's another negative SP there. The only person I think that could really help alleviate this is maybe like a Locha, or maybe even someone like an Aventurine, because you don't necessarily have to use their skills as long as, you know, they're either healing you with that or they're using the ultimate to heal you. That's really the biggest flaw with this team. It is genuinely, guys, really down bad when it comes to SP. So you have to be very big brain when you're playing this team. But let's hop into all the pros here. First of all, the build is extremely easy with Anaxa with this team. The reason I say that is because, while yes, Anaxa gives himself a lot of crit damage on this team already, you have Sunday coming in giving additional crit damage. You have Sunday coming in giving damage percentage. You have Sunday coming in giving crit rate. So he's giving a lot of those buffs there, but that's not where the buck stops at, because you also have someone like Tribby, which is increasing vulnerability to enemies and also decreasing their res pin as well. So you're hitting just about every single type of the damage formula with this team, and if you're running Hua on the team, you're getting extra attack buff. So you're just good to go all around the board. You're hitting absolutely massive damage with this team, not to mention the free advance action forward and energy that Sunday is giving him as well, which means you can go through ults a lot quicker, and you don't even have to run him on the win set in this scenario, or I personally don't run him on the win set in this scenario just because I don't want to become out of tune with my Sundays. With this, I run the Scholar Lost in your addition set, so we're just maximizing the damage we're doing with ultimates and then skill right after that. This is absolutely insane. This is my favorite comp to run with him, obviously, because it does the most damage. Now on to the most free-to-play team you can run, and that's going to be a team with Anaxa, 2 free-to-play supports, and your free-to-play sustain, of course. Your free-to-play sustain being Gallagher there, and your free-to-play supports being Tingyun and Remembrance MC. You could also run Ruan Mei here as well, especially if you did get her E1. Maybe you had her there before. Like, she's free, right? That's what I'm saying. She's free right now. Could run Ruan Mei on the team. If you did have Ruan Mei already, got an E1, it makes it even better, and this is, I think, surpasses the Tingyun team. But this is the baseline team that you can run, and it really only goes up from here. And the reason that is because of Tingyun. Tingyun's buffs don't necessarily help him out all too much. Yes, the attack buff helps. The damage bonus kind of helps, but he gives himself a lot of damage already, so it's kind of mute in a way. The problem here is you're not hitting a lot of the debuffs that you really want to be hitting on enemies to do like really big amounts of damage, but Tingyun does help in terms of energy output, which means you can get his ultimate back up faster if you run him on the win set. This means he is coming back in the actual order that much quicker because you're able to proc his ultimate back up that much more, so he's just getting much more turns off, which means he's just doing more damage overall, because basically every single skill you take, you get an additional skill for free. So you're skilling twice, which leads to around maybe 200,000 to 300,000 damage per attack that you use on him, depending on how he's built, of course, for you. But despite those two negatives, this team is super SP efficient. If you have someone like Remembrance MC here, you are not really using that much SP because you're using a basic attack every single turn. Hell, you even get so much SP with this team that you can use skills with your Remembrance MC. You can use more skills with your Ting Yun to supercharge her ult up to get his ult up more, or you get her ult up more, your Remembrance MC's ult up more, which means you get Mim up more, which means you get more advanced action and true damage with an Anaxa here. Because honestly, if you're running him on a win set, you probably will be going through that true damage buff pretty quickly. So overall, like, this team is really just easy to run, and it's really easy to get this team as well, considering you get, or I guess you can't get Ting Yun for free, technically. You can get Ting Yun in most of your summons. Most people have Ting Yun on their account, so this is really easy and really accessible. But like I said, it can only go up from here. You can also run Palo on this team as well in terms of Ting Yun here. I think this helps out a lot, especially if you run maybe an Anaxa on a Quantum build, which gives him extra defense shred. He's already getting defense shred from, you know, his talent and stuff like that, and then you're getting the extra defense shred from Pele here too, and this can make him have an absolute massive damage output paired with the true damage is really, really nice. But yeah, this team absolutely slaps. I was very surprised with how this team does, and I really don't like the sentiment that people think, oh, you need the Herta to run him. I don't think that. He is very selfish, don't get me wrong. I don't think he is very future-proofable for that matter either. My big thing with Anaxa is he gives himself so much free stats on a hyper carry team, it is almost impossible to run him wrong or impossible to build him wrong, because he gives himself so much fucking crit damage. All you do is build in the crit rate, and he is absolutely fine and geared to go. And just the units you compare him with on that free play end, it just really makes it even better. It just grows from there as well. So like the Herta, which is another amazing character you can have on your account if you're free to play or a low spender or a new player coming to the game, Anaxa is the same exact thing, and he's good. He's good. He is much better than what people online are saying, oh, he's a flop, bro. Just pull Cypher. Just pull fucking, just wait for the fucking collab, which I think you should wait for the collab. But, overall, Anaxa is great. I don't know what people are coping out about. And by the way, guys, I didn't even talk about how good he does in Apocalyptic Shadow right now, and honestly, how well he did in Pure Fiction for me as well. So he did really well on both of these facets for me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say my Pure Fiction clear was him solo. No, he was on a team with the Herta. But nonetheless, guys, he's still really good in there when paired up with the Herta there. And he can run solo or with the Herta on a Apoc Shadow and be completely fine too. He dominates two sides of the game. And honestly, he's really good. Quit coping in the comment section. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, know the Herta? No problem. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye. And one more thing before we end the video. If you're watching this point, you probably watch my videos a lot. So I want to ask you guys, do you want to see any videos on Ethereum Restart? I know it's more of a PvP-centric, like, gacha game. Oh my god, my throat. I've been sucking too much of Hoyo's dick. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to see any content on Ethereum Restart, do you guys plan on playing it? It's more PvP style thing. It would be more like the time when I played Cookie Run Kingdom, if you watched back then. But yeah, do you guys want to see content on it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later. Bye-bye.